Hey everybody, it's your friend Kevin, and we're on the third one of our commitment to change. I am working on a little intro piece, which I'm still working on. Ooh, this might lead to something else. But anyway, let's see. Where are we with our commitments for change? There we go. So we covered seek the truth. We covered be willing to come apart. Now we are talking about stepping out of your comfort zone. So, what's the comfort zone? That's a place of, status quo, easy living. Yeah, life is good, here we are, blah, 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 the routine. The challenge with it is that routine leads to boredom, leads to things just carrying along, la, 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 la. Eventually, we want something to kick that up, to change it. Now, there are folks who are really good at pushing the envelope and getting out of their comfort zone, doing things on the spur of the moment, taking trips, living life, grabbing life by the horns, if you will, and just, doing it, going after it. Adventurers do it. Thrill seekers do it. And there's something about the thrill of making an effort, making commitment to stir the pot that can be scary, fearful, or not. I think it's the same as when we make these intentions, and we're talking really about the commitment to change. We make these intentions that we want to change because we're bored. We want to do something different because we're bored. We want to have another experience because we're bored. And yet we're reaching for these other things, the material stuff, the masks, the outfits, clothes, makeup if you wear it, hair pieces, all this stuff. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do those things. Good gracious, no. That would be not so good. What I'm saying is the understanding of the comfort zone, the idea that I'll say I can do it, I'll act like I'm doing it, but I'm really not going to do it, because the comfort zone keeps us really stuck in our rut of not going for it. Imagine, if you will, you get to the end of your life, and whenever you decide to leave this physical body, you go to the great grandmaster that shows you a movie of the life that you intended to live when you chose to come into this embodiment, and you get to the end of it and they say, well, okay, this is what you intended to do. This is your laundry list of things that you petitioned to give yourself a physical body, to give yourself a physical life. You said you wanted to make this much money, you wanted to live this kind of way, you wanted to do these things for humanity, you wanted to shift the earth for. I'm using these as ideas. I'm not saying that's what happens, although it's interesting. I've read some pieces that have me believing it. But imagine, all right, so you get there, and it's really not about checking boxes, but we'll just think you get the grandmaster, whoever, that says, but yet here were the opportunities where you got really close and really close and really close and almost there. And then here's these bigger opportunities where we presented all this stuff to you. No, yeah, oh, yeah. That regret. There's regret. Jesus talks about, there's a beautiful story of the life of Jesus in which he comes to a small fishing village and he sees a fisherman throwing his net into the water, and he approaches the man and he says, how long are you going to be a fisherman? The man really didn't think about it. He just, carried on fishing. He didn't really say, I don't know, I'm just being a fisherman. I'm just doing my thing. Day in, day out, catching fish. Perhaps there's more to life than fishing, than doing this. So the man thought about it and responded, well, he never really questioned it. He just kept doing it. And so Jesus said, if you come with me, I'll teach you how to catch the hearts of men and catch the hearts of many. and find the beauty in humanity rather than just catching fish. The fisherman obviously saw a depth of love and sincerity in the eyes of Jesus that made him think about taking this new pathway. The aura of stillness and calm that surrounded Jesus left the fisherman with no choice but to hang up his fishing tackle and his stuff and follow Jesus into a fresh new destiny. There's another story on Modern Times where I've forgotten what his name was. He's a psychologist, Carl Jung. And I'm learning all this from the studies I did with Baron Baptiste and the Baptiste Power Institute. Carl Jung, I think, wanted to go to Rome and study the writings of the Vatican. That was his thing he wanted to do. To see, where all of this started, to see where I don't quite understand why he wanted to, but the point of the story is he booked train tickets and then cancelled them, more train tickets and cancelled them, and then more to do it and then never did it. The reason he didn't do it was because he was fearful that he was going to discover something that would then change every piece of the psychology that he had been taught, or he had learned, or he had realized, or he had understood. And my point with all of this is to say, there will be times in all of our lives, myself included, where what you have been taught to believe, or what you have been doing all this time, that's led you down this road to question what you want to do next, where you want to go next. There's this fine balance between popping the balloon and blowing apart what you believe you are, who you believe you are, where you believe you're going, and stepping into something fresh, stepping into something new. The danger is when we stay in that comfort zone, when we stay in the place of, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Well, I'll do that next week. Oh, I don't need to do that now. And my new my new statement underneath all of this is, I'm really too old to start all of this. And I listen to that as if I've got this other Kevin, which I do, saying, are you off your head? You've always gone out and done stuff. You're a man who takes care of 6 dogs. I say 7, but I don't quite know why, because there's only 6 in my house. Last time I checked, I had a weird dream last night about dogs. I lived in an apartment building somewhere exotic. I think maybe Miami, probably because of that. I lived there. Anyway, there was carpet everywhere, and I'm going off topic. This apartment was just went on for days. I remember the carpet was grey, and when we went in there was no furniture, just lots and lots and lots and lots of dogs everywhere. Whoever I was sharing this apartment with went out shopping, came back and walked in, and there was just bedlam. Anyway, I think it was part of my past life, my present life, whatever going on, coming together in that one dream. But I don't know why I told you that. I just feel like I was talking about dogs. There you go. The way to get out of the comfort zone is to go inward, to go into that deep place within you that reaches for something different, reaches for something new, and reaches for just this blind reality. I want to change. Now, there are opportunities in everybody's life. It could be the power getting cut off. It could be a traffic issue on the road. It could be anything that changes the course of what you believed would happen in the next little while. So all we have right now is the now, right? Something will happen that changes the course of destiny for you, or the path of destiny for you, or more often, the soul path connection. For those who learn to sort of work that slalom course and say, oh, There's an opportunity here that I can take advantage of. The challenge that we have as humans in human form is this idea that we're supposed to control what happens next. No, 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 no. Set a course for what you are drawn to, what you are excited about, what you want to do, and then get into the feeling of that, like manifesting it in your mind, in your body. See what it feels like. What would it feel like if I did this? What would it feel like if I did that? It's a bit like, you're caught in traffic. You're going to be late for work or late for an appointment or late for something. And you have let whoever know that you're going to be late or not. I can't get there till this. I can't get to... Now you've caused somebody else's pathway to change. But you've got to be okay with what happens. You've got to be okay with everything happening. Being okay with where you are is fine. But when you want to just step out of that comfort zone, step out and go past it and say, listen, what am I going to do? What should I do? What can I do? And get excited about something. If you've told yourself you want to learn how to sing, excuse me, sing. If you told yourself you want to become an artist and draw, go get some canvases and draw. If you've told yourself you want to be super creative, get super creative. You might want to learn the piano. You might want to learn the guitar. You might want to take a trip somewhere that you never thought you would go to. Do it. Come out the comfort zone. I'm trying to think through these notes that I've got that I wrote down a long time ago. All this comes from the 40 Days of Personal Revolution by Baron Baptiste. He wrote this book. Basically, this third commitment is we are so tightly connected to the masks and the outfits and the disguises that we put on to show other people, particularly when we're on social media. Oh my goodness. And I look at some of them and I wonder, is that really what's going on? Or is this just a front to show the world that you would think you want them to think something about you, which is really not true? That's I don't want to go there because that's judgment, but I've long since questioned why I do things. And it's okay to sit back and think, well, that was a bit silly, Kevin. That was a big old mess of nonsense. I should stop it. And then it stops. I, like everybody else, I'm truthful about got into debt. Oh, how did that happen? Because I thought I needed blah, 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 blah. Went on a spending spree. Shoved the credit cards up. Some went over the limit. Some went under the limit. Then sat there with all this debt and got obsessed with how in the world is I going to pay it off. Well, you went and got... The other Kevin said, well, you went shopping. You went and got all this stuff. You decided you needed new underwear. You couldn't be dealing with just the stuff that was on the bargain basement. You had to have that fancy stuff. I'm just using the... But this is where I get to, so the comfort zone is knuckle down, get real. What would make you happy? Not having debt. All right, pay it off. Let's start a plan. The same with diet. My food of choice, oh Lord, is French fries. Oh, gracious me. And I'm a bit choosy now where the French fries come from. I'm not sure I like all the salt on it, but yes, some good fries are good. That's a comfort. What I realize when I get into those places, those spaces, the comfort zone, is something's triggering. Something's stirring that pot. It's either an egoic fear that I'm not addressing, or it is a thing somebody said that makes me feel sensitive and uneasy, something. So just watch those little things. Let that other side of yourself, talk you in or out of something. But bottom line, to step out of the comfort zone, you've got to go within. You've got to pull up the roots of stuff you may not want to look at. But that's how you change. There's a difference. You can't sit in that comfort zone of fear and be beating yourself up over and over. Guilt and shame is okay if you've done something that you know was wrong and you did it. Get guilty because you knew it was wrong and you did it anyway. Shame is that's for you and whoever created you to deal with. Forgiveness starts here with yourself. So if you're feeling any of that stuff, learn to forgive yourself for it and then move on and then learn the lesson that it didn't feel so good to be that way. For me, it was always about what other people do, what other people say. It was not anymore. Got upset. What the hell was that? Oh, the camera. Well, okay. See, now this is interesting because I don't know how that happened, but Spirit just said, get on with the cards and stop chatting. All right. Look at that. That's just too wild. Somebody's in the room. All right. Father in the sky, Mother in the earth, angels. Oh, there's one that popped right out. There we go. Listen deeply. I didn't get through saying thank you, angels, for revealing to us what we need to know. We're willing to listen. We're willing to receive. And I am willing to go with your guidance. So listen deeply. Well, I think that sums up what we were talking about in coming out your comfort zone. Listen deeply to what you truly want and follow that. And be okay that if you are listening deeply, your heart will begin to lighten and brighten and you'll feel good about things. You'll feel good about the direction your life is going in. You'll feel excited. You'll feel that effervescence. But rather than listening to me chunter on, I know spirits, I love the spirit. They've got such a wicked sense of humor, not wicked in a bad way, but wicked in I like sometimes it feels as if I got Granny on the other side just saying, for goodness sake, would you just get on with it? And really, okay. All right, so your message. You have dedicated a lot of your time, effort, and energy to understanding yourself and the world, and have many experiences recently that have been great teachers. Even though not everything has been easy or perfect, there have been positives. There has been a positive in that you have come to understand yourself, your gifts, and your abilities better than ever. You're deeply connected to who you are and what you stand for, and what's important in your life. When this card appears for you, angels are acknowledging the challenges and obstacles you've surmounted. Although it may have been difficult for a difficult time for you, your faith and inner strength have increased. Know that the cloud has a silver lining and you will soon have moved beyond the feeling of being stuck or unsupported. So the extended message is inner peace and a sense of security come from overcoming hardships. Without the challenges that life has presented to you, you wouldn't be the person you are today. This is a time for you to reflect on the incredible strength you have. No matter what has gone wrong for you, you've made your way through the darkness into the light. When this card appears, your angel guide is inviting you to ask yourself, what have I learned from this? This card represents the teacher you have within. And through integrity and connection, you'll be able to find a message within the mystery. If you're still facing challenges, you're being encouraged to keep going and trust that the worst will soon be over. The light at the end of the tunnel is you. And there you go. Now, what I will say before I close, we're all underneath this whatever, super madness, viral this, that. Numbers going up and down, spiking here and there, this way, that way, the other way. It's quite, if I would, nauseating. It's annoying. It's getting old. But I always believe at the end of the day, there's sunshine after a storm. Keep going. Keep your heart open, your head up, and do what you feel in here is right. If you're in an office or a situation where people are bombarding you, pushing you, shoving you, whatever that means, they're trying to pull you into their comfort zone because they're comfortable blaming and shaming and pointing and pushing and cursing, whatever they want to be doing. You don't have to get in line with them. Can you imagine that bus full of people complaining and carrying on like, oh, la 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 la? No, people, listen. You've got this greater intelligence. You've got this greater part of yourself that lives within you, that's bright, that's loving, that's kind, that's careful, that's incredibly powerful. You don't have to dismiss people. Just dismiss yourself. Just take a different road. Right, until next time, I love you. Thanks so much for liking. Thanks so much for subscribing. And thanks so much for keeping this train on the tracks. See you soon. Bye.